Hi guys, John here, Tagman Channel. Hey, it's another gorgeous day here in Northeast PA. So anyway, thanks to all my new subscribers. I've got one subscriber, Billy Ray. He wants to know a little bit more about the Workmaster 25 New Holland tractor I got. So anyway, I thought I'd do a little video on it and show him. He's thinking about buying one. So let's see, what do I like about this tractor? I pretty much like everything about this tractor. So far, it's been great, but let's see, so far isn't that long. It's only got a couple hundred hours on it. There's not a whole lot that I would change. I would like to get a horn, just because I use it around the barbecue and sometimes there's people around. I like to be able to blow the horn at them. Now you'll notice on this Workmaster tractor, I've noticed the name tag on the back. It's a New Holland, but it is made by LS Mitron in Korea. And I have pretty good faith in it. So far, it's been running good. It's got the same motor that the skid steers have and stuff like that. I forget the name of the motor. It's like a Sabara motor, I think, Sabara. Not exactly sure how to spell it. A couple things about this tractor, right off the bat, there was some loose fittings and stuff. I got a loose fitting here. We tightened it up, but it left a little oil, it left a little mess. Mostly on the hydraulic boom, the bucket. I do like the fact that it is a standard drive tractor with the shuttle. I really like the shuttle because you've got all your gears. You've got 12 speeds basically. You've got your high, medium, and low on this side. You cannot shift this on the go whatsoever. You gotta really stop to shift this, or she'll grind. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So you got 12 speeds all together, and they all make sense. You got low, and then you got 4 speeds in low. You got medium, you got 4 speeds in medium. You got high, you got 4 speeds in high, and they all work in a progressive fashion so that they're all, every time you go up on the range, these are all a little bit faster. I don't mind it has an electric PTO clutch. I just make sure that I have it idling when I engage it. I don't like when they snap right in too quick. There's another lever here. This is for the mid-range PTO. Pull that up, it engages it. But also you can't start the tractor with this up. You can't get off the seat either. It'll shut the thing down. So that stays down all the time. The one thing I did notice about it is this lever sometimes, is the hydraulic lever, can get stuck in that position. It'll stay there and it'll be hard to crank over to start. That's where I'll notice it first. I'll be like, man, this seems like the battery's low, but it's not. It's the hydraulic lever. You got to make sure that's in the mid position when you start. This other lever is free, although something's binding up a little bit there now. I don't know why. I'll have to look into that. Maybe a little bit of rust somewhere. Yeah, see what it's doing? I don't know what that's about, but I don't like it. Maybe this lever got bent a little bit. It did. I just fixed it. Just gave it a little bend. Seems like it fixed it. Okay, good. So a lot of different people use this tractor. One good thing about a new tractor as compared to the old tractors is it's safe. You can't start it with anything engaged. You can't start it and run anybody over. It will not start unless you're sitting in the seat, step on the clutch, have it neutral. That's a safety thing. I always found safety things an inconvenience, but when other people who aren't used to driving tractors all the time do use this tractor on occasion, like take the garbage out at the barbecue and stuff, when they get on it, I'm relatively certain they're fairly safe on it. I would not consider a tractor this size, this small, without four-wheel drive. It just comes in too handy all the time. You just wind up using it a lot because this tractor's light. It's only 3,000 pounds. Although it is a 25 horsepower tractor, it weighs 3,000 pounds. So it's a fairly good size tractor for the horsepower rating, but the horsepower rating is just to keep it down under the EPA requirement for 26 horsepower. With 26 horsepower, you need the particulate filter, and I just don't want to deal with any of that stuff if I can avoid it. So that's why I went with a little lower horsepower. I can mow as fast as I want to at the speeds I want. That's the only thing I notice. If I'm mowing, going up a hill, I may have to shift down one gear, but it's still fast enough for me, so I'm not really worried about it. Pallet forks, this is a 4,000 pound pallet fork, which is about 3,000 pounds heavier than the thing will lift. But that's okay because it's still really handy. At the pins, this is rated 1,100 pounds. So the other day I used it. I unloaded a bunch of stuff off the trailer that I picked up at the sale. And it handled everything. A couple heavier items, 800-900 pound items probably. One item I loaded was just on the teetering on the edge. It must be a 1,000 pound item. But it did try to hoist the back tires off, and that's why four-wheel drive on a tractor this size, I think it's a must if you want to have a usable tractor. So today I'm going to go up in the woods a little bit and cut some firewood. I'll use the forks. I'll be able to pick up the firewood and saw it up. I'm going to try to do quite a bit of that because I got a bunch of trees laying down. We've lost all our ash trees in the area, and this coming season I'd like to do a little bit of maple syrup, so cleaning up a wood lot. So now, one thing I do like about a newer tractor is I don't spend a lot of time under the hood, although I probably should spend a little more time under this hood because I got some junk in the screen. I'm in no ways close to overheating, but I probably should wash that out before next season. She is ready for her oil change and service, so I'll probably have to do that here shortly. There's a little strut rod here that pushes it up, and you can just get in there enough to where you can get to the oil and dump oil in it. I can get to the air cleaner, you know, but it's not exactly super convenient as far as under the hood. I probably could pop that pin out and put the hood up higher, but I don't know, does that help me any? Also, when you put the hood up, you have to drop down the brush guard first. This is something I do like too. I like having this in front. So I got to put this back up, and it's no big deal. This is easy. I do like the brush guard, but you do got to drop it, pick the hood up, and then you got to make sure you put it back and latch it, and otherwise when you move the bucket, you'll have a problem with it. So right now it's about, I don't know, I'm guessing, but it's probably about 41 or 2 degrees out. But it really doesn't matter. The little 3-cylinder diesel seems to always require preheating. I mean, unless it's a hot day out and you've been running it, she needs to be preheated. And when I turn on the key, I see my little preheating insignia there. You can see a little amber light with a squiggly line on it. Oh, it went away. That means I crank it over and she should start. And she fires right up. And it fires up pretty clean too. If you don't use the preheat, it'll smoke like crazy when you start it. Sounds pretty good.
Okay, looks like I got my saw on there. It looks like I should be about ready to go. Try to do a little test drive. Forward reverse shuttle. Forward and reverse, just that easy. Make sure we don't get hit by a car. Little flash. I go to the medium range and I should be just going about the right speed, leaving right and forth in the shifter. Nice. This little bit of mud's got me spinning. There's an ash tree that's got to go. There's another ash tree that's got to go. Using the clutch, you get used to that. Instead of stepping on a hydrostat pedal, I just prefer this. And I don't have to have the thing screaming all the time. If I put it in four-wheel drive, I think I'm going to have a little more go. Oh, that's too heavy for me to pick. Whoa, that was a close one. Almost flipped the tractor. I see what's happening though. I'm trying to get it from the end and it ain't going to work. Picking the tractor off the ground. Pretty hefty. Alright, so let's saw that up. So maybe it'd be a good idea if I had my safety bar up, especially since I'm in the woods and I almost flipped it already. Tractors will flip easy, you gotta be careful. So they make these kind of snug so things don't rattle. Who knows? Better safe than sorry, I'm thinking. Okay, so mainly I like being able to pick up a log because I don't want to have to resharpen my chain every couple minutes. There we go. All right, let's see what we can do with the little tractor again. I think I got my wheels back on the ground. That's good. All right, let's cut some firewood. So it lifts this log pretty easy. I mean, I could lift this, but it's not a really heavy log. What is it? Probably, I don't know, probably 300 pounds, something like that. Wild guess. But I think I'll just be able to use the tractor to pick things up, make it a little easier for me. I don't have to run into the ground with a saw. I can't cut that right there because that'll be a problem. I cut my wood real small because that's what fits in my kitchen stove. Okay, I had my saw someplace I'm not going to run it over. See what else a little Workmaster can do. I gotta have to be careful here, running over blocks, but I'm going to get that. Is really slow. That's the slowest gear it's got right now, and you got it both in forward and reverse with the shuttle, so I like that. I don't like bending over a whole lot, so I'm going to cut that log up in the air. Nice. All right, so I think I'm going to see if I can snake in here and pick this log up and cut that too. Now I got the R4 tires. That's like a construction style tire. You get them on, it's a style tread that's on backhoes and stuff. It was either that or an ag tire, which is more aggressive, or a turf tire, which isn't aggressive at all. So I got the compromise. And these are Titan tires. On front, it come with Titans too. What do they call this tire? Track loader tire. So with a direction of travel. Not for highway. These tires, the tread ought to last long too because they got a wide bar. They don't wear off as quick. now we're just about seeing the very limits of our loader power. Boy, you always gotta be careful in the woods. Kind of weird stuff can happen. That little stick over there is horsing me. By golly, I got it. Well, I'm going to leave it right there and cut it up. Man, anytime I cut a log on the ground, I inevitably crank it right into the dirt and dull the saw.
So I'll show you another thing I did on this tractor when I ordered it up. I got the hydraulics for up on front on the bucket. I figured maybe sometime I'd get a rock bucket or a small brush bucket, and then that would be there to work the clamp. This thing doesn't put out that much hydraulics really. It's like 14 gallons per minute total. I think that means 9 gallons per minute for an accessory, so that's not a lot of hydraulic power. I was also thinking I could get a log splitter for the front and run it off there too, but who knows if that would work or not. I probably will try it just to see. I don't mind the controls. I like the way they work. They work nice. You can get the fancier ones that are hooked right into the tractor console. You can do that if you move up to the boomers, but I don't know if the boomers were made by LS also. Now this tractor, I guess it's twin, is it in the Case lineup? I went with the New Holland lineup because I have a New Holland dealership right close to me in Binghamton. Matt at New Holland, he's great. He helped me out a lot, gave me a lot of advice on buying a tractor for what I needed it for. I told him I want something I could do almost everything with, and this is what I wound up with. So
okay, well, I think I'm going to be asking a lot of the little tractor. So that tree's been hung up there for a while now. So I'm going to see if I can get over here with the tractor, and it's pretty steep, and I got to wiggle my way through the woods. I'll have to tug them up the hill and try to pull them out of that crotch in the tree. Way up there, probably 30 feet anyway, maybe 35. I cut a little bit of firewood. Not bad for a morning, I guess. A couple tanks of gas. Whoa. Yeah, a little spooky. Not too bad though. Okay, I'm in M, which is a medium range first gear right now. It's pretty slow. I think a little tractor is easier to upset. You know, it'd be easier to flip this tractor over. I gotta keep my wits. Wow. Yeah, we're doing it. Okay, this hill's getting a little steep. I'm always still just idling. I'm gonna go in low range, third gear, see how slow that is. Oh, that's pretty slow. All right, I'm gonna get back up kind of close to it. I'm gonna lock it in gear too, just to be safe.
So here it is. 2 trees hung up. They're pretty small, but so is the tractor. So, you know, everything's relative. I don't know who needs to hear it, but you know, when you hook up to a tractor and you're going to be pulling, especially if you're pulling uphill, you don't want to hook at any point that would be above the axle. Because like if I were, I could hook to here, and that would be real nifty and would pull really well, except if it pulled so well that it pulled the back wheels right out from under me and would flip the tractor over, right up and over. So we want to avoid that. So I'm going to be hooking down here on the drawbar somehow. I think I can put the J hook in it. Yeah, that works. So the J-hook's in there, that's hooked pretty secure, and I'm gonna hook up the rest of it.
All right, I'm in low, go to medium, second. Try to give it a decent pull, give it a little throttle, help work the clutch. Try to get a step on the posi lock. All right, I see what happened. I hit that step down there. That ain't gonna work. Nope. This ground's really slick too. Huh. There's a stump. I got it wedged in there. A big tractor wouldn't pull that out now because it's just wedged into a stump. The stump has got tremendous force. What should I do? Stupid thing. I know what to do. Let's see what that does. Move my saw over to a relatively safe location. So I'm going to give it a yank. With any luck, that breaks there. Pops over the thing and comes out of the tree. See what happens. Never easy when this kind of thing happens. That's a nice cherry tree I'm scrubbing up into. A little more sawn, maybe. What, a pinch up on me already. A little more cut. Let's see what happens. This stuff's slippery though. Once you hit that, it doesn't go good, you know? It just doesn't grip. Probably with ag tires it'd do better. All right, let's see. There we go. Well, hot diggity. Hot diggity dog. Well, look, it's still stuck up in the tree. Hey, caramba. I'm going up a pretty steep grade. I would call this, I don't know, pretty darn steep. Where the front wheels are is probably at least 18 inches higher than where the back wheels are. It's pretty steep. But I yanked it. If I could have gone further, but I'm running into lumber and crap, so I couldn't. That's still hanging there. So what I'm gonna do is start cutting it from this end up until it gets steep enough to where I can hook onto it again. And I'll pull it again until the thing comes out of the tree. Well, it's a little lighter now. That's a good thing. Woo! Well, a little scary. Hot dog. I got it. It was stuck up there for a while and it made it. It almost didn't want to come out of that tree. But we got her out now. Well, I keep remembering things about this little tractor I forgot. Here's another option that works. The brakes are individual. This is huge. I mean, you got individual braking, which means that when you step on this brake, that wheel stops in the back. That brake, that wheel stops. So like I've used it 100 times today, steering around in here, because sometimes you get in where you're spinning and slipping and the front wheels don't want to grab and go. Sometimes you could use one brake and it turns you. It helps you steer.
or if the one wheel's spinning, you can use the brake to get the other wheel to go. Actually, mostly I use the posi lock for that, which is that lever there. I just step it down with my heel. Just wanted to mention that it does have individual braking. Some of the smaller tractors don't. I don't know about this size class. They probably all do. They should if they don't. Probably hydrostatic would be more likely to not have it. Just another little thing I do like about this tractor. If you get one, make sure you get the tires loaded. That's big. It wouldn't pull nowhere near as good as it does now without the tires being loaded. I think that it added 400 pounds, but it's 400 pounds right where the tread is, so that helps quite a bit. So now I'm going to be pulling this tree out. I got to trim off that thing first, because it looks to me like that'll come and swat me right on the noggin if I don't. So I got to do a little trimming up, a little cutting. Billy, I think it could do a whole lot worse than this tractor. Of course, I'm only giving you the view on one tractor. It's not a comparison video. It's just a kind of a review video, I guess. Everything seems pretty rugged. I mean, like the axles and stuff were pretty tough. You see, I don't baby it. I had the one wheel off the ground already today. Dropped it back down. I mean, it bounced around. I run it wide open when I'm mowing. I mean, I just floor that throttle pedal. Takes up to about 2,600 RPM, which is more than PTO speed. Anyway, overall, nice little tractor. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.